Hi. Step 7. Step 7. Reflect and adjust. So I've been doing some reflecting and really actually reflecting on what has brought me here. Why I am so adamant about figuring out how to help myself and how to help other people with their digital addictions. And I'll come back to that in a moment. But first I wanted to introduce you to me. I'm Patty Bell Hastings. I'm an artist, designer, author, and professor. I teach digital media and design. And so I am one of the technically fluent. I have always been an early adopter. I had my first computer in 1984, one of the first Macs, but I was playing around on Tandy's Radio Shack computers before that. So I've been an early adopter pretty much since I was in my early 20s. And I have seen and grown along with technologies. And as more and more happened faster and faster, I really began to reflect and consider what technologies I would take into my life. And one of these was the phone. I really held off on getting a phone for as long as I possibly could. I'll come back to that. When I say early adopter, I mean I was a beta tester for Gmail. Yeah, Gmail had beta testers. I was one of them. That was like 100 years ago in internet years. I was a beta tester for the early versions of Adobe Creative Suite, the software packages in those. And gadgets and computers and I've really, stayed up to date and got the latest thing or the next thing or whatever until it came to the phone. And I recognized immediately what that would mean to my life, to have a phone with me 24/7. And that was just like it being contact and being available with basically it becoming a little mini computer in your pocket, that just quadruples all of the different ways that you can get sucked in. And I knew that if I said yes to a phone, I would say no to much of the rest of my life, right? There would be things I would be saying no to that I couldn't even perceive at the time. Now I have a really clear idea of when I say yes to a device or social media, what I'm saying no to. So I'm much clearer on that. I didn't get a phone until 2011, and that was when my daughter was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, which I didn't even realize at that time how life-threatening, but that's another story. So I came late to the smartphone in 2011. It was only because of emergency purposes, but I really started to see how and why it was affecting my life and other people's lives. I started researching it to teach mobile interaction design. So I was a Fulbright scholar in Oslo, Norway, studying the uses and misuses of mobile technologies. And I brought all of that learning back with me to the classroom. And I have really been instilling thoughtfulness and ethics in our interaction design classes since. So I am training, teaching, guiding people who are developing these technologies, these apps, and taking those learnings on the ethics and the impact that they have on us into the classroom, and hopefully, creating a bunch of high-minded, ethical interface designers. So I'll start wrapping things up because I want to tell you, I want to commit publicly. I'm writing a book on digital detox. And there are a couple of reasons that I think I am uniquely suited to creating a way for you to detach, to reclaim, recover your time. First thing is, I know addiction personally. I am 40 years clean and sober. That's right. 40 years, no alcohol, no recreational drugs. So that's an area I've always been interested in, researching how these things are related. The phone in your pocket is more like a slot machine, although it does affect the dopamine and the other, chemical systems in your brain. It's like a gambling addiction, which is tough, very tough. So I'm taking what I've learned, I'm going to pull it together, and I'm going to create a book, a how-to book, a workbook, a practical application book of how you can reclaim your time and create the great works that you are meant to share with the world. So, anyway, if you've tried any of these things, if you've just followed along, I want to say thank you. And I'm going to package all of this on one page and link to it so that everyone can find it in just one spot and look at the steps and maybe play around and go through them while I am taking my recovered time to write the book for you. Anyway, good luck, and I'll see you soon.